Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're interested in entertainment news, subscribe and share this video. Today, a rumor has exploded, and it's everywhere. Yaman is said to have canceled his wedding. And what fuels the story most isn't only the cancellation itself, but what, according to reports, he allegedly confessed to his closest circle. They say Can has been trying for a long time to keep his private life away from people's eyes and headlines. But according to these accounts, while plans with Sarah Bloom were moving forward, he realized something uncomfortable. He may still be in love with Demet Özdemir, his former co-star, and at that point, he supposedly made a radical decision so as not to hurt Sarah. The relationship between Can and Demet was one of those that left a mark. On screen, they worked, and off screen, they fascinated millions as well. After the breakup, each followed their own path, with different projects and in different countries, while Can's rise abroad kept making front pages. Over time, his story with Sarah was seen as a new beginning. And there was even talk of wedding preparations. But according to what's being said, everything suddenly came to a halt. The phrase "can allegedly said," and which reportedly spread very quickly, follows a very clear line. It wouldn't be right for me to commit to someone else if I still love Demet. I can't be unfair to Sarah. And that supposed honesty became the perfect fuel for the scandal. And Sarah Bloom? For now, silence. It's said the news hit her hard, though she may also have appreciated Can's honesty. In addition, sources close to them insist on one thing. There was no major crisis or explosive fight, but rather a separation handled with respect and mutual agreement. On Demet Özdemir's side, there is also total silence, and that fits her style. She's said to be focused on her career, on new projects, and to avoid talking about her love life. Still, the confession attributed to Can reopened a question many thought was buried. Did that story really end? Or was it only left hanging? On social media, fans are divided. Some see signs of an unfinished story that could come back to life. Others say it's just a confrontation with the past, nothing more. The only clear thing is that with this cancellation, Yaman is once again at the center of everyone's attention. And now, people are waiting to see whether there will be any public reaction, or whether silence will keep speaking for them. If you want, in the next video, I'll sum up the most repeated theories and which points of this story truly feel off. What tires me most about all this chaos between Yaman and Demet Özdemir is seeing the same pattern repeat: rumors, gratuitous insults, and an almost obsessive need to decide who's good and who's bad. Honestly, I feel Can has been turned into a soap opera character, and anything said about him is used to feed the drama. There are comments that attack him with outright hate. This is disgusting, and that tone tells me more about the people writing than about the reality of the situation. It's not criticism, it's a lynching. With Yaman, I also notice everything gets mixed together. His private life, his public image, and even labels thrown like stones. That insinuation, "so it's true," or "there's blackmail," really stood out to me, because it's exactly the kind of phrase that poisons any conversation. It suggests something extremely serious without evidence and leaves the poison hanging in the air. To me, Can has a very clear problem. His fame acts like a magnet for exaggeration. And as soon as a third figure enters, in these comments, Sarah appears with accusations of weird claims and even the idea that she wants revenge. The story becomes even more toxic because people stop talking about facts and start talking about invented intentions. As for Demet, I think many people use her as a weapon, either to attack Can, I hope Demet stays away forever, or to reinforce the romantic fantasy that they love each other, even though nothing is confirmed. And that comedy someone mentions, he loves Demet, but he wants to marry Sarah, feels like the perfect summary of how the public writes scripts out of scattered pieces. It doesn't surprise me that Khan seems contradictory. In show business, everything gets cut, edited, interpreted, and from there, people build pocket-sized truths. If I focus on Can Yaman, my impression is that he pays the price for being too visible. Any silence is read as guilt, any gesture as strategy, any relationship as a show. And while I understand he can make mistakes too, it feels unfair to reduce him to gossip or personal attacks. I prefer to look at this with one simple idea. Nobody has the right to manufacture someone else's life for entertainment. If there's something real between Can and Demet, time will show it. And if there isn't, that will show too. But what I do see as real right now is the violence in the way people talk about Can. As if he were a public object you can say anything about without consequences. In the end, my opinion is clear. The Can-Demet situation exists more in commenters' heads than in the facts. And Can Yaman, for better or worse, has become the perfect target. Famous, polarizing, and always surrounded by noise. Hopefully, for once, people will speak with less venom and more common sense.